Why no movement is still movement when manifesting your desires. How can this actually be, and is it not a paradox? It might sound and seem and feel like a paradox, and yet it is not. And in this video, I'm going to explain why, even when you're having no movement in the 3D reality, you are still getting movement. So this is what I'll be discussing today. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. And I do have a members-only channel with a lot of perks for members, including weekly live workshops with a different manifesting topic each week, weekly live group coaching, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. So how is it that even if you're not seeing any movement, any obvious movement in the 3D when it comes to your desires, you still are experiencing movement? Your desires are still coming to fruition, your desires are still unfolding, sometimes behind the scenes, sometimes in ways that you're not perceiving. But in any event, movement is movement. So let's explain this a little bit. Let's break this down. The trap a lot of people fall into when they're manifesting their desires, whatever these might be, whether that's a specific person, new love, money, a career change, career success or business success, studies, health, whatever it might be, is that they're doing their techniques. They might perhaps be very consistent. And yet, if some time passes, let's say a few weeks or maybe a few months, and the 3D hasn't shown anything, any change or any unfolding, any movement, as we call it, they start feeling discouraged and they start feeling like this is a waste of their time, nothing is going to work for them, this isn't working, they're not getting movement, and they are becoming very, very frustrated. But the thing, you guys, is this. The thing I want you to remember, if you remember one thing from this video, it's this. The 3D is the last thing that shows you movement. The 3D is the last thing that changes. However, does that mean that until the 3D starts showing changes, starts showing progress, starts showing movement, we are stuck with no movement? We are stuck with getting zero movement? This couldn't be farther away from the truth. You see, the very first movement, without fail, without exception, invariably, is always going to be within you. It's never going to be movement outside of you, in the outer world, in the 3D, as we say. It's always going to be internal movement. It's always going to be inside movement. It's always going to be a change in perceptions, a change in assumptions, a change in inner states, a change in inner identity, a change in beliefs. In other words, a change in the ways in which you view yourself, in the ways in which you view your life, the world in general, your prospects, your possibilities, your capabilities, and ultimately the outcomes that you want to achieve and that you want to manifest. Without this kind of movement, no other movement can happen. And if you are in that stage where you're getting that inner movement, you are feeling like your perceptions are different, you are softening inside, you're not feeling perhaps so harsh with yourself, you're loving yourself more, you're loving your life more, even if the 3D hasn't yet showed you any specific movement towards your desire or desires, it doesn't matter. The first movement, and I dare say the most important movement, has already happened. And that is the movement that has happened within you. So the reality, you guys, is this. If you are feeling movement within, that means you are having movement right now. You are having movement in the moment, in the second where you are feeling this shift within, where you are feeling this change of identity, this change of state, this change of energy, this change of perceptions within yourself. And we also say, and I will tell you in a moment why we're saying this, that everything is always unfolding behind the scenes. Your desires are unfolding behind the scenes. What does that mean? It means that once you start feeling that shift within yourself, and once that shift becomes your most dominant state, things start happening in the world around you. People are going to feel called to do or say certain things that a lot of the time they don't even understand. People are going to get certain inspirations to give you something, do something for you, give you certain information. Things might come up in conversations with people. In other words, the 3D starts rearranging itself to bring your desire to you. The bridges, as we say, the bridges of events, bridges of incidents, start being formed to bring you your desire. The momentum starts being built. If you are manifesting a specific person, they start thinking about you all the time. They start missing you. They start wondering if they should give your relationship a second chance, or if they should commit to you, or whatever it might be. If you're manifesting money, people get the inspiration to offer you a new position, or suggest a new business venture to you, or make you their business partner. If you're manifesting health, it might be that you are all of a sudden bumping into a new doctor or a new health practitioner that you didn't even know existed. So in other words, things start unfolding for you in the 3D. The movement that you end up seeing in the 3D at some point or other, whether that is your SP coming back to you, breaking no contact, or perhaps you bump into a mutual friend, and that kickstarts things, or maybe someone offers you more money for a better position, you get the promotion, you start a new business venture and it goes fantastically well and is super successful, you find a new avenue to cure your health issues, you make new friends out of nowhere, you go on a certain trip and then certain information comes up in that trip that helps you go to your manifestation and fulfill your manifestation. It can be an infinite number of ways in which things manifest. But the thing you need to remember is that even if it seems like there is no movement in the 3D, there is still always movement. As long as there is movement internally within you, you can rest assured that the world outside of you, which is always a mirror of you, is rearranging itself to bring you to your desire. A lot of the time, it may also seem that movement is stalling because in reality, you're not fully prepared and you're not fully ready to receive your manifestation. To give you an example, let's say that you are separated with your SP and you're manifesting them back, but your self-concept is still not where it should be in order to keep them in your life. There is every chance that this additional time that seems to be added to your manifestation, which is making you so discouraged and so frustrated, is in reality an opportunity for you to practice more on improving your self-concept and bringing yourself to a point where you can not only accept and receive your desire, but also keep it and enjoy it. I can't tell you how many clients who took a while to manifest their specific people are telling me, looking back, that if that had been last year or if that had been 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to keep my SP. Or it would have manifested, but it wouldn't have felt the same. Much likely, I would have lost them again. This is because, in retrospect, they realized that they actually needed that additional time to learn to love themselves more, to elevate their self-concept more, to actually be fully ready for that manifestation. And this is another reason, you guys, why some manifestations sometimes seem to take longer. It's almost like your higher self is directing the developments and it's stalling you so that you can actually arrive to where you're supposed to arrive before you can get your manifestation. But overall, and the most important thing to remember is what we said earlier in this video. Even if it seems like there's no movement, there is always movement. If you have movement within, if you're experiencing a shift internally, then this, you guys, is the most important, the most promising, the most guaranteed movement you can get, because this promises and guarantees that your 3D is also going to start changing before too long. And so don't despair, don't be discouraged, don't be frustrated with no movement or what seems like no movement in the 3D. As long as the movement has started within yourself, you can rest assured that the movement is then going to transfer into the outer world and it's going to start forming the bridges that are going to bring you to your desire. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.